Okay, well, before you get going too far here, if we look at that, because I think I had that function there. If you replace x with negative x here, think about what's going to happen. What kinds of numbers could I have picked up here for this, for x, for the first function there? If I was going to make a table of values, what kinds of things could I have picked for this? I could pick, can I pick negatives? So I could pick, let's think about this here, x, y. What could I have picked for this function here? Greater than negative 1, right? Negative 1's the lowest thing I could pick because that would make this whole thing how much? 0. And so that gives me a 0, right? Another nice one to pick would be, what would it be? 2? What? No, not 2. 3? Because I get 4, and what's the square root there? Which one did I miss here? I guess I could have picked 0 as well. 0 plus that gives me 1. If I picked 8 and added 1, I get 9. Square root's 3. What about if I'm picking for this? If I have a negative in front of it now, what's going to happen here? Let's say I wanted to get those same numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's say I wanted to get the same numbers there. Only now I have, let me point it out again here, I have a negative in front of the x. What's the first thing I'm going to do when I pick numbers for x? Over here, the first thing I did was I added 1, then did the square root. Here I have to do one additional thing first. What do I have to do first? Multiply by negative 1. If I want to end up with the same values, what numbers should I pick over here? If the first thing I'm going to do is multiply by negative 1 or switch their sign, if I want to end up with 0, I can't start with negative 1. I got to start with 1. And if I want to end up with 1 here, I can't start with 0. I got to start with 0. That's a bad example, I guess. If I want to end up with 2, I can't start with positive 3. I got to start with negative 3. Each of these has to be opposite in sign. When I graph that, which coordinates have stayed the same? Other than the one that is erased. The y coordinates are the same, but for those same y coordinates, what's happened to the x coordinates? They're opposite, right? So if you graph the thing, you're going to have those ones switched. All right? I'm going to pause this. We want to now graph. We wanted to change it to, let's move this over here because that's what square root of x plus 1 close. I'm not quite on it, but it's close enough. That's square root of x plus 1, right? Because square root of x is right there. Square root of x plus 1 would be that. But that's our basic function. I'm just going to call that y equals f of x. That's y equals f of x. If I want to reflect that horizontally across the y-axis, it looks like that. All right? Remember that all the points that were, what were the ones we did? Did we do this one originally? Was that a point we had on the original one? 3, 1?
Yeah.
And then where? 3, 2. Sorry, yeah, 3, 2. Where did that one go? Like, we needed to do negative 3, 2 instead of positive 3, 2. Right? If you go back here down to your table of values we just made, it really would help to make the connection between the table of values. We had 3, 2. It became negative 3, 2. My beautiful handwriting. The point that's 0, 1 stayed at 0, 1. You can call that an invariant point. It doesn't change. Why didn't it change? Where is it on here? 0, 1. Where's that point? That's right on the, whoops. That's right on the axis there, right? That point doesn't change because it's on the axis. This point goes there. A point that's on this side, right here, I think we had that point. That was the lowest one we could do, right? Couldn't go beyond that. It goes over there. This point that's just off the screen here, that one's going to go over there somewhere, right? When you replace x with negative x, it reflects horizontally. Now, we're going to have to